everybody, this is Jekyll Gaming, and today we want to have a closer look on the map Kanal, and on this map especially the two bomb sites on the administration office. Here you can see a tactical chart on the Rainbow Six homepage, and here I want to show you how we think that these two bomb sites are defended pretty easy. So let's have a closer look at these two sites. The first one is the big bomb site, and it is surrounded by 6 breachable walls, 2 doors and 2 windows. Between the two bomb sites we have a small room, a small office room and an own window, and then the small bomb site with 6-8 breachable walls, and 3 of them are the divider between these two sites. And the first thing you always should keep in mind is it's easier to defend 2 rooms when you connect them to one, and therefore we make a breakthrough, and this breakthrough should be right in this position. Oh no, that's too small. In this position, here or here. Yeah, so these two elements can be broken, and then you have the ability to move between these two bomb sites. This one shouldn't be damaged because you don't want the enemy to have a line of fire inside this small room. So you should keep in mind that the enemy has 3 possible entries inside the small bomb site. The first one is this door, and if he controls this door he has a line of sight right to this point, and the second 2 entries are from the windows in this position. So therefore we have 2 operators, and these 2 operators are Pulse and Rook. We decided to put Rook inside the small bomb site. He is pretty heavy armored and he can control this room for himself, and he takes position right behind this cover. The second operator is Pulse. We put Pulse inside the small office here, and here he can make a shooting hole right in this position. Right in this position, so he can control this door and incoming enemies from these 2 windows, and therefore he helps Rook controlling this room. The second advantage is Pulse wants to detect incoming enemies right at these windows, and therefore he can change the room pretty easy and walk inside here or inside here to scan these windows. Then we have Jäger. Jäger's position is here as statical defender. He should stay here and try to control the entry room on this side, and therefore they don't reinforce these 2 walls. They make shooting holes right here and right here, and he can control this entry here, this door. The enemies come through the main entrance or through the bridge, and if they enter this room he can take them out through his shooting hole, and therefore he has his mate Bandit who takes position over here. There he has a small cover of this table, and he aims through a shooting hole, and he aims for this window. So there is the second entry, and you have to control this window because the enemy has the possibility to snipe from over this green grass area and snipe inside this area here. The second two windows are these two. They are often used for cluster charges, so Jäger can place his ADS right here. Come on. Why does it not work? Yeah, then let's mark it with this. Here is one ADS. The second ADS should be put over this area to secure Bandit and Jäger, and the third ADS can be put over here to protect Rook for incoming cluster charges. Bandit has shock wire, and he can put these shock wire onto reinforced walls, and that is the last point for our tactics. We have to think about the walls we want to reinforce, and therefore it makes sense to reinforce these two elements, these two elements, these two elements, and these three if you want to, but the enemies don't break these walls very often, so if you forget about these three elements, that's not really important. But yeah, these two, and these two are pretty important. Well, then the last operator, we decided to take Frost as operator, but you can take almost every defender you want. Mute is a good choice. I don't want to take Castle because castled windows are used for breach charges very often. So I think if you have pulls and you know the enemies are take position right in front of a barricaded window, you can take them out. With castled windows you are not able to take them out because they are protected through these windows. So Castle isn't the best choice for this tactics. Mute is good, or Dog maybe, but we took Frost, and Frost took position in blue inside this room, and she tries to be very silent, and if an enemy comes inside from the stairs and tries to breach some of these reinforced walls, or tries to get to bomb site, to the smaller bomb site, Frost can take him out. So that is our roaming tactics. Maybe there is a possibility that Frost roams to the main entrance here and tries to control this main entrance. But that's pretty difficult because the enemies can come from the bridge or from the stairs or from the main entrance, so you have three sides the enemies can come, so that's not the best position. Well, let's have a closer look at some gameplay. We want to start with an attacking gameplay, and then we want to continue with the defending gameplay, and yeah, sit back and enjoy the show. Here is a small attacking gameplay a few days ago. It's just to show you the possible entry points for the administration office and the line of sight. Here you can see the first line of sight through this window. I showed it on the tactical board that this window has to be controlled, and the defenders should stay away from this window in order to be protected. From this area you can destroy some traps or jammers, and after destroying these jammers, the fuse could cluster charge this room. So in this tactic we don't have any fuse, and therefore we destroyed the castled window, and this is the second pretty important line of sight, and you can snipe inside this big area and try to take out the defender in the small office right between the bomb sites. In this situation I had bad luck, and the defender could take me out right after I throw my 2 EMP grenades and destroy the defending systems. So that wasn't our best attacking tactics, but it's just to demonstrate how attackers try to enter the big room. What we could do right in front of the attacking phase is to place a drone inside this small entry room, and this drone could do some recon and tell the attackers whether there is a defender inside this room. So it's pretty important that you try to keep your drones alive and bring them in a tactical advantage position, and so don't mark all these enemies just for the few points. Think about your tactics, especially in ranked mode, and place your drone wisely. Here you can see our attacker with the diffuser could enter this room because he knew that there is no enemy. He could try to enter the big room, place the diffuser inside, and then he could leave the room. Well, let's change to the defending side. This was one of our first tactics, and as you can see, this tactic wasn't pretty good. So let's analyze why. The first thing is that I don't knew my position for the ADS. So I spent a lot of time searching a good position for the ADS. That is pretty important for your time management, to know where to put these systems and then start reinforcing walls. The second thing is I reinforced these walls, and these walls are very unimportant to reinforce. I don't think wisely where to put these reinforcements. That was a big mistake. The teammate barricaded this gridded window that isn't necessary too, so I asked me today why did he do this, and then we put a deployable shield over here to have some protection against incoming enemies. But what you can see here is this line of sight. I talked to it on the tactical chart. So you can control both windows and the door over there, and try to take out the enemies. Here I made a shooting hole to have the ability to look inside the big room, and as you can see, if they enter or rush the big room, I have big problems to rotate and help my teammates. So this tactic is pretty yeah, pretty bad. Well, let's have a look how this situation ends. The enemies try to enter the big room as I promised, and yeah, now I have to think how can I help my injured teammate over there, and therefore I have to rotate, and that leads me to this barricaded door. I have to break this door, and then I am in a disadvantage to enter the room. So although I'm a defender, I have to enter my own room, and the attackers are in the tactical advantage to stay undercover. So it was pretty luck to take out the first one, and then the second one planted the diffuser, and I have to rush this room, and yeah, that's pretty exciting. So let's go back and hope the best for entering this bomb site. You see the bomb, the diffuser is planted over there, and the attacker could be everywhere, so I had luck and saw him first. I could take him out and disable the diffuser. Well, that was the tactic a few days ago, and it worked very well, so I decided to show you our tactics. We reinforced the three elements, the two elements there, and you see Pulse is making a breakthrough on the second bomb site. Then we made two shooting holes over here to control the entry, the small entry room over here, and Bandit tries to take out an drone, so it's pretty important to try to take out every drone. We recommend you to talk to your mates how many drones you could destroy, so they know whether there is some drone inside the room. So if you only destroy 4, you have to think about the 5th drone that's in this room. There are a lot of positions for drones to get hided. And behind these shooting holes you have a good possibility to control the entry room and the this window. So you don't need any deployable sheet or something else. You can easily control this room, and yeah, it would be better if Monosockel came behind this wall to my position. And as you can see, the incoming enemies hadn't any chance to get through this window, and it was pretty easy to rotate to the small bomb site. They tried to get inside this room, but I could take out the third enemy. And what I don't know was that all the fuse was almost on the small bomb spot, and yeah, so I got killed. But my teammates knew that he was there, and they had no problem to wait for him and to take him out. I think this tactic is pretty easy to handle with. Maybe you have some ideas to improve it, just write it in the comments. I hope to see you soon. Your Jekyll.